If you're a Call of Duty player who wants to be better at Call of Duty, this video is for you. This video is going to cover the 3 biggest pro tips I can give anyone who's going to play Call of Duty. Tips that are guaranteed to instantly make you better at Call of Duty just by learning about them. And it's not something that's going to be covered by any of the other professional players out there because they want to keep their secrets secret. They don't want you to be as good as them. But I'm going to give you all of the information today. I want you to be the best player you can possibly be. But let's go ahead and start by talking about the very first thing that you need to know. The recoil patterns in Modern Warfare 2 are unlike any other Call of Duty game. Call of Duty combined the very old recoil system they had with the brand new recoil system they introduced in Black Ops 4. So here's what that basically means. In the old system, you had a random spot between your crosshairs where the bullet would go. Every time you shot your crosshairs, the crosshairs would expand, the gun would go up, and it would pick another random point between your crosshairs. However, in Black Ops 4, they introduced predictive recoil. This means that the gun will always follow the same recoil pattern every time you shoot it. It'll always have the exact same curve. However, with Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty once again changed the recoil system, and they combined the old system and the new system. The gun will always pull up and to the right when you shoot it. However, there's a certain level of randomness to it, like I'm about to show you here. In this video, I shoot the same gun with the same attachments 4 times in a row. And this image right here shows you the exact plots of where the bullets went every time I sprayed the gun. And as you can see in this image, 3 out of the 4 recoil patterns look almost identical. However, there is one that has a hiccup in it, so it throws the recoil to one side for no reason. And Call of Duty has introduced a new level of randomness to this. The gun will always pull up and to the right, but the recoil itself will not have the same exact pattern every time you shoot the gun. So as long as you pay attention to your recoil patterns, you'll actually be able to hit your shots. This is not something that Call of Duty players are really talking about because we really didn't learn about it until about 2 days ago. The new recoil system is kind of complicated with the fact that it pulls always up to the right, but where the bullets are actually going to go are going to change paths every single time you shoot the gun. So here's what I can recommend you do. Put some good grips, stocks, and muzzle brakes on your gun. This will mitigate the amount of recoil that you have on the gun, and actually narrow down the window where you're actually going to spray the bullets. This is going to make you hit your shots more accurately, but it's going to take time to get used to the recoil pattern. As long as you know that the gun is always going to pull up and to the right, you'll hit your shots every single time. I guarantee it. However, Call of Duty also made another change to your gameplay and the way that you use weapons with tuning. Tuning was supposed to allow you to make small micro adjustments to your gun to make it more accurate, faster aim down sights, or whatever you wanted. When you actually start tuning weapons in Modern Warfare 2, it seems pretty linear, pretty straightforward. Moving the slider up and down or left to right seems like it'll just change that one category. However, it does not just change that one category. So like I'm about to show you here, when I increase the damage range, the damage and the range of the weapon go up. However, the handling goes down. But a better example of what all changes actually comes when you're adjusting aim down sights. It decreases accuracy and it decreases handling, but it increases aim down sight speeds and it has a very small effect on your range and your mobility, both decreasing when you increase your aim down sights. So this basically means when you increase your aim down sights with a slider, you're actually taking a bunch of points off other categories. This means that these sliders actually have a greater effect on the entirety of your gun than just making it faster aim down sights. You have to be careful when you're tuning. I recommend using small tuning adjustments. When playing a game of multiplayer, if you're always losing gunfights because your gun does not have enough range or enough damage at range, then small increases in that category in tuning will make your gun better. However, know that other areas of the gun are going to decrease. Or if you're in a multiplayer match and you keep losing gunfights because you cannot get down sights fast enough, increasing that is going to help you get faster kills, but you know that it's going to affect the handling of the weapon. You're going to have less recoil control when you increase aim down sights. Weapon tuning is presenting us all with this opportunity to make our guns better in the way that we want. However, there's not a really good understanding of the way weapon tuning works yet. So I don't recommend jumping in the deep end and just slamming that slider all the way to one side. I recommend making small adjustments to make yourself a better player. This will help you get your shots on target more and help you out with your shortcomings when you're playing multiplayer. However, while we're speaking of multiplayer, it kind of brings me up to my next tip that professional players use all the time and they don't talk about. Positioning. I don't mean positioning as in getting a strategic position on a high ground or something like that. I mean body positioning. When you approach a corner, know that your body's going to hang out. But there's actually a little bit of tips about this that Call of Duty professional players don't talk about because they don't want people to know so you can't compete on the same level as them. One of the things that you always will notice that Call of Duty players do is that when they peek a corner or peek a doorway, they always come from the left side of the door. And this is for a very specific reason. In Call of Duty, your character is always going to be right-handed. You're always going to hold the gun on the right side of your body. So I can demonstrate here with my buddies. In this video here, you can see that I poke my head out first from the right side of the doorway, bringing my left shoulder out first. When I actually do this, I have a huge amount of my body being shown. However, when I do it on the opposite side of the doorway, coming from the left and poking out with my right shoulder first, as you can see here, a lot less of my body is actually sticking out. This makes you a smaller target for the enemy. And this gives you a great opportunity. It allows you to kill the enemy while minimizing the chance of you getting shot. You want to leave as small a presence as you possibly can when positioning yourself. But there's another example of the way you need to be doing this. So in this example here, I have my buddy up here on the roof, on the high ground, as Obi-Wan would say.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
And as you can see, he's just poking his head over enough that he can see me without actually showing too much of his body. From what I can see, I can only see the very top of his shoulders and his head, making him a very small target. However, when I show you the view from the other side, where I'm on top of the roof now and I'm looking over at him, hugging the roof as closely as I can see the entirety of his body, and all he can see is my shoulders and my head. This is a great way to peek when you have the high ground. When positioning yourself in Modern Warfare 2, you want to try to make as small of a target as you can. Use as much cover and buildings as you can to get a good angle. Always approach a doorway from the left side of the doorway, bringing your right shoulder out first. This is going to make you the smallest target possible. However, there is one very important positioning trick that I can give you that I'm about to show you right here. This is called peeking a keyhole, and this is something Call of Duty players will never tell you about because they don't want you to know their secret. In this strategy, you want to back up as far away from a window or a hole in the wall as you can, and approach like a edge of a doorway here like I'm showing you, so that way you have a very small window of where you're looking out at, but you know that the enemies are going to approach from that direction. This gives you a very, very small target, only showing a small portion of your body if they can even see it at all. However, you can see all the enemies running within this field of view. This is a better opportunity for you to get a lot of kills while minimizing the risk to yourself. I highly recommend using the keyhole strategy when you're playing Search and Destroy or any of the other type of competitive game modes. However, this last tip I'm about to give you is something that pro players spend hours a day practicing. Professional players in Call of Duty spend hours a day practicing awareness and recognition. What I mean by this is that when an enemy appears on your screen, you're going to see them move. You know that there's movement there and it's not where it's supposed to be. One of the ways that you can practice this is if you're on PC, use the Aim Lab software. It allows you to practice aiming and getting awareness of where enemies are when they pop up on your screen. Most of the time when I see my friends playing Call of Duty and I'm spectating them, an enemy will appear on their screen, on top of a building or in cover somewhere, and it'll be on their screen, but they don't recognize the enemy is there. This is because they're hyper-focused on the middle of their screen, and they aren't aware of the edges of their screen. So when you're playing your next game of Modern Warfare 2, multiplayer, or Warzone 2, I recommend that you don't try to get too focused in. Every once in a while, remind yourself to lean back a little bit and take a look at the whole screen. Get a view of everything that's going on because you're going to be a lot more aware of when an enemy pops up. This will actually minimize the chance of you getting shot in the side or from behind or getting ambushed, because if you see the enemy and they don't realize that you see them, you can move around them tactically. You can attack them before they attack you. It gives you an advantage. Well, this is something that Call of Duty players spend hours a day practicing. They spend hours a day working on drills trying to make their awareness go up. However, just by knowing that you need to work on awareness and work on your recognition, anyone can be a better Call of Duty player. This tip will instantly make you a better Call of Duty player because it's going to remind you to not get focused in on one spot in the middle of your screen. Just by knowing that you need to be more aware of what's going on and try to recognize enemies more, it's going to make you a better player overall. And if your KD ratio does not go up after I've given you these 3 tips, I don't know what will make you a better player. Because these tips are things that professional players do to make them better, and they're things that you can implement right now and instantly make you better. However, at the end of the day, the only other tip I could give you is have fun. When you're stressed about a game and you're hyper-focused on one spot, you start losing your awareness. When you're not paying attention to what you're doing because you're trying to go kill a specific enemy, you're not going to peek corners the right way. So take a step back, take a deep breath, and go at it again and have fun while you're doing it. And if you stayed and watched the entirety of the video, or you're somebody who comes back and watches my videos on the regular, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I'm going to be trying to put out as much Call of Duty content as I can going forward from here. So until next time, I am Icebergs, your Call of Duty informant. Stay frosty.